Good morning. Day 7. Sun is rising that way. And I slept pretty good. It got to 35 last night. At least that's what my digital thermometer said this morning inside the tent. I had a water bottle outside the tent and it didn't get icicles in it, so it didn't get as low as 32. Far less moisture in my tent, which was really nice. Just not having any wind or moisture last night while I was sleeping was really nice. It was so quiet. There's a tree right there. I'll have to flip the camera around. It's a dead tree that I did not put my tent under, although it looks like the normal tenting site is under it. That I think a little woodpecker family lives in. Or at least they go to that tree a lot to have their snacks. It is, I think, a little, maybe 7:15, and I was able to prep for today last night, or yesterday, since I got here so early. So I think I'll get a nice quick start this morning. I'm heating up my water now for some breakfast and coffee, and always a treat to have a flush toilet with a bathroom to change in, nice and clean. This campground's a bomb, man. I want to come back here someday with a camper and sleep on a bed. My hope is to go 10 miles today. 1 mile of that is up to Garnet Peak and back down. It looks like it's really pretty and worth the little extra side trip. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to add a little video of a squirrel I saw last night stuffing its face full of dead grass to put in its little nest, which is actually just right here in the campsite underneath the down tree. Yeah, so far so good. Popped my blisters last night again. The ones on my heels just get so big that the pressure on them is just too much for me to handle. So for me, just relieving some of that pressure and getting fluid out of there has been helpful. And yes, I'm keeping them clean. I'm not going to let them get infected. Just poking little holes in them. I think that's it for now. Here's the normal looking camp spot, but it was underneath this tree. There's a sunrise that I couldn't tell if it was dead. It looks like there might be some buds on it. The leaves haven't come out yet this far high elevation, but I just didn't feel comfortable sleeping underneath it. So I put my tent by the fire pit, which worked out well. So there you go. Good morning. 2 hours. 9 a.m. Here I go. I had a little bit, just 1 bar of a signal, so I actually got to catch up with some friends and try and get some messages out for towards the end of the trip and start trying to figure out part of that stuff. So it actually worked out really well. So all packed up. Got my tent inside today because I had a little bit less food from trying to eat as much as I could yesterday. And wearing my shorts today. Got on lots of sunscreen. My little bitty tops of my thumbs are getting burned, so I keep putting sunscreen on that. But looks like it's gonna be a gorgeous day. And switch into my sunglasses, which I always forget till after I put on my pack. So I remembered because I just saw myself with the wrong glasses on. And off we go. Yesterday, I was able to see this platform from somewhere over there, and this morning I'm at it. It was right at the turn to where I went to the campground. So they have some informative plaques, and what I just learned from skimming over this is that this valley below is called Storm Canyon. And it was long used as a migration route by the Quetzal Band of Laguna Indians. The route led them from their village in Laguna Meadow to their village below in Felicito Valley. Major fire activity in recent years has burned through the canyon, particularly the Chariot Fire in 2013. Oh, interesting. It's kind of nice every once in a while to know what I'm looking at. Very beautiful. Oh my God. I didn't even realize that I should have, because I know what mileage I'm doing on the trail, but holy crap, that's awesome. That is the longest continuous backpacking I've ever done. Wow. Badass. Oh, and look at the view from here. You can still see the Salton Sea way off in the distance. Oh, that is awesome. I left camp 2 hours ago. Always takes me a while to get my trail legs going in the morning. I don't know how far I've gone, but I would guess 3 miles since camp. Oh, that's awesome. There's San Jacinto Peak again. Well, 52 miles. Someday I'll do those other ones. Okay, here's what happened today. I have a bunch of scattered stuff that I'll try and put all together in a better order. I've showered, which is why my hair is so curly and clean. I hiked 5.6 miles today, and every other day I've been hiking, after the first couple miles, my feet stop hurting. But today, and by feet I mean I have a bunch of blisters. Those aren't really my biggest problem. They've been very sensitive to step on, and especially my heels. And both heels, I mentioned this the other day, have big blisters on the outside. And I've had this happen before when I did the Oregon section. Exact same problem. And I thought that maybe I had bruised my heels before. I had a couple days off in Mazama Village, and then they were better. But what happened today reminded me of that. I was hiking along, and there was a lot of gradual downhill, which makes it worse. And probably like the last mile of that, half mile for sure, I was literally trying to like walk up on the balls of my feet because my heels hurt so bad. I got to a spot where the trail gets real close, literally like next to the road, and there's a parking area, and a lot of people do day hiking out of there. I ran across some other backpackers that had got ahead of me, and then this woman who was day hiking just finished her hike, and so I went over to her and I said, "Hey, any chance you're going towards this little town called Julian?" Which is a super cute little town. It reminds me of like little coastal towns in Oregon. Just a little bitty main street, bunch of shops. Definitely a touristy town, but so cute. And she said she was, and I told her, I was a hiker and I was having trouble with my feet, and I really just need to get off. I need to get off of them. She was super happy to help. Her name's Anne, and I have a picture with her. So Anne drove me, and yes, for those of you that know, that's my mom's name and my middle name. And I think maybe there was some magical intervention in there. So Anne drove me from that trailhead about 15 miles to Julian, which wasn't out of her way. She said she could go one or two ways to go home, and this was one of the ways. I offered her some gas money, which she refused, which was very sweet of her. And we chatted for a while and talked about feet. She's done plenty of hiking. And also she has spent some time in Alaska and rural Alaska. So we had lots to chat about. She's a very nice lady. So she dropped me off. I was able to find 2 nights at the Julian Lodge, and I just need to stop and give my feet a break. So I did that, got the lodge, washed my legs, or actually I showered. Actually, I washed my legs and then I showered. And then I walked over to the little PCT gear store that's here. It's called 2 Foot Adventures. I figured that had to be a sign. So I went over there, and the gentleman who runs it, I've forgotten his name, I think it's Charlie. I told him I was having some trouble with my feet, and he asked me whereabouts, and I said, like on the outer half inch of my heels, but when I heel strike, it's really, really tender. So he called his partner, Mary, who isn't even here. I think he said she's in Alabama? I can't remember. Anyway, she just grabbed the phone and we chatted for maybe 10 minutes, and she basically diagnosed my problem. She's like the foot expert in Julian and has done the trail a lot and knows what she's talking about. And she immediately said, the shoe liners that I have, which are super feet, which I use every day, all the time in all my shoes, the heel cup of those is kind of narrow, and it's a hard cup. And that as my foot is hitting, my heel's spreading, and it is hitting that outside edge of the cup, which is causing my blister and causing all this pain, and which all just completely made sense to me. Just like, oh yes, of course, like so clear. So and then she recommended how to treat the blisters that I have, which are in a straight line across my heel or outside of my heel. So I got some Epsom salts and soaked my feet, and now that they're nice and clean, like triple clean, I'm going to thread the blisters, which is basically take a needle and put it in one side and out the other side with a string. Leave the string in overnight, which will help get even though I've been poking it and pushing the fluid out, this will help drain it and help it heal faster, especially being clean. And then she recommended how to bandage it. I can't remember the products, but I got some products. Some I already have in my first aid kit, but I got a couple different things. But and I got new shoe liners that are squishy and not hard cupped like that. What else did I get? I got some toe sock liners, because two of my toes kind of overlap, and I get a blister usually just on one toe, and now I have them on both insides of both toes. So I got some toe socks. I don't know, they were fantastic. I'm gonna go back tomorrow. They had run out of little fuel cans for the day, so I'm gonna go back tomorrow and talk with them some more. But I think I covered everything. So got all that done and went and got pizza and a beer, or cider. It's a beer place, but they had cider. I got some gluten-free apple pie. They don't really slice it, so I just bought the whole pie. I asked her, I'm like, I'm gonna be here for 2 days. She's like, oh, you can polish that off. She said it helped my feet heal. So I got that, came back, soaked my feet in Epsom salts. I think I already said that. And tomorrow I'm just gonna do as little as possible. The kids, I think, are gonna get here tomorrow, so I might be able to see them and give them a spot to take a shower. They were ahead of me on trail, but because I skipped ahead coming into town, I should be able to see them. I think that is it. So that is a summary of day 7. Not a whole lot of footage because I was in, no pun intended, because I was in a lot of pain, and I didn't really have any interest in doing any filming today because I was just moaning and groaning. My feet hurt so much. So I think that's it. I will cobble some of the videos together, and hope you enjoy. Oh my God, this is adorable. I'm so happy. Julian Lodge. 1 queen bed. I think she said the normal price is like $155 or something a night, but they do a little discount for PCT hikers. Totally worth it. Oh my God, I am so happy for this right now. Gluten-free, pizza, cider. Day one of soaking my feet in Epsom salts. Nothing like a little bit of trail laundry in the bathtub. And that's just like 2 days. Gross. I'm gonna let that soak.